Making headlines this hour, President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu says that the ongoing Male Road Development Project will provide a solution to the long-standing problems affecting the capital's roads. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development announces under a public-private partnership aimed at the affordable home ownership scheme, the development of 1,000 housing units in Hulu Male has been officially awarded to 5 local companies. 17 islands across the Maldives receives new ambulances to strengthen healthcare services in their communities.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Idham Naim. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu says that the ongoing Male Road Development Project will provide a solution to the long-standing problems affecting the capital's roads.
Speaking in the 4th episode of the Pulse podcast, the President discussed the project to modernize the roads of Male with grant assistance from the Chinese government. The project covers roads in both Male and Ville Male. President Muizzu noted that the last major road development program in Male was carried out during the presidency of Maumoon Abdul Gayoom. He said that since then, the roads had not been maintained properly despite the city's rapid population growth and a sharp increase in the number of vehicles using them. As a result, many roads had deteriorated, leading to persistent problems such as flooding. The president also recalled that during his time as the housing minister and later as mayor of Male City, efforts had been made to address some of the city's road issues. He said that one of the biggest challenges at the time was road flooding. He explained that the Chinese grant-funded project aims to address these long-standing problems by upgrading Male's road to modern standards. Under the scheme, some roads will be resurfaced with asphalt while others will be upgraded using paving blocks. The project will also include the installation of dewatering system and modern fire hydrant infrastructure. According to the president, the required funding has already been secured and preparations are underway to begin implementation. He expressed hope that physical work would commence before the end of this year or early next year. He described it as the largest road development initiative undertaken since the major road works carried out during President Gayoom's administration. President Muizzu also criticized road works carried out under the previous administration, stating that although Amini Magu had been upgraded, the work was completed to a poor standard. He said sections of the road had begun to fail within 2 years of completion, making further repairs necessary. The government has announced that the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company, MTCC, is preparing to carry out repair works on Amini Magu. Meanwhile, most of the ongoing upgrading works on Bodutakuru Magu, which runs along the seafront of Male, have now been completed.
President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu establishes Addu Hankede Development Corporation Limited, a new state-owned company to oversee the development of the Hankede Integrated Tourism Development Project in Addu Atoll. The company was established under Section 15 of the Companies Act through a presidential decree published in the Government Gazette on 16th July. According to the President's office, the corporation's primary objective is to develop the Hankede area into an integrated tourism destination, expand Addu Atoll's tourism sector, and promote the equitable distribution of tourism-related economic benefits across the atoll. It is also expected to strengthen the participation of Addu Atoll's residents in the project and lead the planning and implementation of initiatives to advance the government's development objectives for the area. Many efforts have been made in the past to develop Hankede. Hankede was handed over to the Maldives Fund Management Corporation in 2021 as an area for a government tourism real estate development project. However, the project did not progress as planned, and the President later directed that a new tourism project to develop Hankede be undertaken. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu visits the Girifushi land reclamation site to observe the progress of the ongoing work.
The President toured the site while visiting Girifushi to attend the oath-taking and arms presentation ceremony for graduates of the Maldives National Defence Force MNDF's 72nd and 73rd Basic Training Course. A key component of the president's strategic vision to modernize the military and expand training infrastructure, the project encompasses land reclamation, coastal protection, and harbor upgrading works and is aimed at enhancing the operational capabilities of MNDF. The first phase of the project will add 13.3 hectares of land to the island, expanding the island from 5.7 hectares. Coastal protection measures will include boulder revetment and breakwaters to reduce erosion. Harbour improvements include an L-block wave wall and two jetties measuring 40 meters and 12 meters. A new 300-meter small arms firing range will replace the current 100-meter range. Once the first phase of the project is completed, additional enhancements are planned to transform Girifushi into a modern military training center. According to MNDF, Girifushi will serve as the main center for the government's National Service Training Program. Infrastructure such as an officer training wing, accommodation facilities for students and instructors, and other support facilities will also be developed.
Indian High Commissioner to the Maldives, G. Balasubramanian, hails the ongoing rollout of India's Unified Payments Interface (UPI) in the Maldives as a crucial step towards deepening economic and trade cooperation between the two countries.
Speaking on the Ministry of Economic Development, Transport and Trade's Trade Desk with Anna podcast, the High Commissioner emphasized that the initiative will streamline cross-border payments for tourists, students, patients, and businesses alike. He noted that services exchanged between India and the Maldives already total roughly $300 million annually, driven chiefly by tourism, with 140,000 to 150,000 Indian visitors arriving each year, and by a sizable flow of Maldivian nationals seeking education and medical care in India. To further facilitate these exchanges, authorities are fast-tracking the linkage of India's UPI platform with the Maldives' domestic instant payment system Favara. Describing UPI as the fastest-growing mobile payment platform in India, accounting for over 50% of all mobile transactions, the High Commissioner predicted that its introduction in the Maldives will revolutionize person-to-person and business transactions, eliminating the current challenges experienced by travelers and remitters. He characterized the UPI Favara integration as a tangible symbol of the enduring friendship between India and Maldives, promising a permanent solution to the financial transaction hurdles faced by citizens of both countries. The Unified Payment Interface enables users to link multiple bank accounts through a single mobile app, allowing secure, instantaneous money transfers. Maldives Monetary Authority Governor Ahmad Munawwar had previously confirmed that the UPI Favara linkage is on track to be completed within the current month, marking a significant advancement in the bilateral economic partnership.
The Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development announces, under a public-private partnership aimed at the affordable home ownership scheme, the development of 1,000 housing units in Hurumale has been officially awarded to 5 local companies.
Minister Dr. Abdullah Muttalib formalized the agreements, affirming that the initiative was awarded to firms securing the highest evaluation marks. Selected enterprises include XJ Construction Private Limited, Amin Construction Private Limited, and Rashid Carpentry and Construction Private Limited. The contracts were also secured by a partnership between One Reality Private Limited and Medtech Maldives Private Limited, and a consortium comprising Flex Inc. Private Limited, Oxrow Private Limited, Solex Private Limited, and Beaver Builders Private Limited. Slated for Hurumale Phase 3, the project mandates completion within 2.5 years. This initiative marks the inaugural project under President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's Housing for All policy, designed to expand home ownership opportunities for middle-income families. Apartments are reserved for family housing program applicants, with prices capped at $116,731.52 for 2-bedroom units and $149,156.94 for 3-bedroom flats. Each contractor will deliver 60 2-bedroom units spanning 700 square feet and 143 bedroom units exceeding 950 square feet. Government initiatives continue regionally. The Bank of Maldives Affordable Housing Project covers 3 plots in Hurumale Phase 1, 1 in Vilimale, and 2 Chinese allocations in Hurumale Phase 2, ultimately yielding 3,260 flats with 540 additional units scheduled.
According to a newly released fiscal report, state expenditures increased by the end of June following a review of the government's revenue and spending during the first 6 months of the year.
The state accrued 1.45 billion US dollars in revenue, an increase of 129.70 million US dollars compared to the same time frame last year. Statistics released by the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises show outlays climbed to 1.51 billion US dollars from 1.25 billion US dollars, pushing the budget into a 63.29 million US dollar deficit. Two primary factors drove this budgetary shortfall according to the report: a spike in subsidies to control market prices of oil and commodities, and economic fallout from the war in the Middle East necessitated increased spending. Outlays for these subsidies soared 92% from 90.79 million US dollars to 181.58 million US dollars by the close of June. Recurrent spending on state salaries escalated from 466.93 million US dollars to 505.84 million US dollars, the result of a pay harmonization initiative. Tax collections reached 1.12 billion US dollars, up from 985.73 million US dollars. Corporate income tax garnered 110.25 million US dollars, a 6.2% increase of 6.34 million US dollars over the same period in 2025. Foreign grant assistance reached 434.2 million US dollars, surpassing the 373.6 million US dollar target by 60.6 million US dollars. The ministry maintained that revenue remained sufficient to cover general operating costs, recording a primary surplus of 110.25 million US dollars, indicating that state can meet general expenditure excluding debt repayments.
17 islands across the Maldives receives new ambulances to strengthen healthcare services in their communities.
The ambulances were officially handed over to their respective health centers during a ceremony held at the Ministry of Health, Family and Welfare. At the event, the keys to the vehicles were presented to representatives of the health facilities. The Health Ministry stated that the new ambulances are replacing old vehicles that had become severely worn out, damaged, and no longer operational at hospitals and health centers across the atolls. The procurement of the replacement ambulances was entrusted to Maldives Ports Limited (MPL). Under the current phase of the project, MPL was awarded the contract in December last year to procure 31 ambulances at a total cost of 2.35 million US dollars. Earlier this year, in March, 14 ambulances were handed over to healthcare facilities under the same project. The remaining 17 ambulances were presented during the latest ceremony, where the Minister of Health, Family and Welfare, Gila Ali, handed over the vehicle keys and user manuals to the receiving health centers. Representatives from the islands receiving the ambulances, including members of parliament, also attended the ceremony. Speaking at the event, Minister Gila described the project as a significant step towards replacing aging ambulances, serving island communities, and improving healthcare services at health centers across the atolls. She said the initiative would further strengthen the country's healthcare system and improve the quality of services available to island residents. The minister stressed that providing essential resources such as ambulances is crucial for delivering effective healthcare services. She thanked President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu on behalf of the ministry and its staff, expressing confidence that the new ambulances would significantly enhance emergency response capabilities and help save more lives by improving healthcare delivery across the islands. Also speaking at the ceremony, MPL Deputy Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Lamman said the company had not only procured the ambulances but also had taken steps to ensure the islands are equipped to operate and maintain the service. He described the project as an important milestone in strengthening healthcare infrastructure across the atoll and providing communities with facilities appropriate to their needs. Lamman said MPL considers it a privilege to contribute to such initiatives under its corporate social responsibility program. He noted that the project includes guidance on ambulance operations and measures to address any operational challenges, ensuring that uninterrupted ambulance service can be provided to island communities. The 17 islands that received ambulance are Komandoo and Fokadu in Shaviani Atoll, Hembadu in Nuno Atoll, Darawandu, Fuladu and Domfanu in Ba Atoll, Olwelifushi in Raviani Atoll, Fulidu and Keodu in Wavu Atoll, Wewak in Mimu Atoll, Bodufolodu and Himandu in Alif Alif Atoll, Kumburudu and Dagati in Alif Dal Atoll, Fonadu in Damo Atoll, Konde in Gulf Alif Atoll and Vadu in Gulf Dalu Atoll. With the handover of these 17 ambulances, the current administration has now delivered a total of 87 ambulances to islands across the Maldives. The Ministry of Health also announced that ambulances for additional islands where services have been disrupted will be procured and handed over before the end of this year.
NVIDIA Chief Executive Jensen Huang announces in Tokyo that the US chipmaker would partner with a Japanese artificial intelligence developer Noetra Corp and Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry to build what he called the world's first national artificial intelligence infrastructure dedicated to physical AI.
Huang said the partnership would require a new kind of infrastructure, an AI factory, to support Japan's ambition in the sector. He added that NVIDIA would provide the computing system for Japan's first national AI infrastructure as well as its full-stack AI platform.
Japan cannot outsource its national intelligence. Japan must own, improve, secure, deploy Japan AI. The technology that makes this possible has finally arrived and is called physical AI. After 15 years of work, physical AI is here, the foundation of the next industrial revolution. And it should be made in Japan.
Noetra plans to begin construction in April 2027 and start operations in June of the following year. Huang has achieved rockstar status and his appearance has also generated interest from onlookers in Japan, which boasts leading companies in the chip supply chain.
The Kremlin says that there is no immediate prospect of resuming peace talks with Ukraine, though it said that Russia remains open to the idea of negotiations.
Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Russia was appreciative of Turkey's willingness to help peace efforts, but no new talks were expected for now. Nearly 4.5 years into the war, the front lines remain largely static, while Russia and Ukraine strike each other's cities and key energy infrastructure and attack vessels at sea. 3 short rounds of peace talks took place in Istanbul in 2025, followed at the start of this year by 2 rounds in Abu Dhabi and 1 in Geneva, with mediation by the United States. But with Washington distracted by the war in Iran, negotiations on ending the Ukraine war broke off in February. Peskov told reporters that the Kremlin was monitoring a major reshuffle of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's government, but the naming of a new prime minister and a defense minister would make no difference unless Kiev was willing to make decisions leading to a peace settlement. Ukraine has long called for a ceasefire, which Russia has rejected. Moscow says it wants a permanent deal, not a truce, which it says would provide a breathing space for Ukraine.
Slovenian referee Slavko Vincic will take charge of the FIFA World Cup 2026 final between Argentina and Spain at New York, New Jersey Stadium.
Vincic described the appointment as an incredible honor. The 46-year-old official said he was left shaking when informed of his selection for soccer's biggest match.
So first of all, shock, then happiness. I was shaking, so it's an incredible honor to get the World Cup final. It's something that it's only a dream for a referee, for a young referee when it starts. So I'm very proud of myself, my team.
The Slovenian added that representing his country on such a stage was almost beyond words and his team would give its best.
The pitch where Spain forward Lamine Yamal honed his skills in a working class, multi-ethnic neighborhood outside Barcelona was buzzing with life as locals looked ahead with pride to the World Cup final against Lionel Messi, Argentina.
Messi, 39, enjoyed the peak years of his career at Barcelona, having come through the club's youth academy And a viral photograph showing the Argentine with a baby Lamine Yamal, now 19, has captured imaginations ahead of Sunday's final in New Jersey. As children from migrant families played on a pitch behind a mural featuring Lamine Yamal's face in the Rocafonda neighborhood in the coastal city of Mataro, his grandmother Fatima Nasruai and his 15-year-old cousin Ryan watched from a nearby bench. Lamine Yamal, who was born in Spain to a Moroccan father and a mother from Equatorial Guinea, has never forgotten his roots. Throughout his career, he has honored Rocafonda with his trademark 304 hand gesture after scoring goals, a reference to the neighborhood's postal code. During the World Cup, he has worn a headband with Rocafonda on it, donned the flags of his parents' country of origins on his boots, and said football was an example of racial and social integration.
That concludes news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.